We've been sold a lie. And that lie is if you're following your dream, then all will be right with your life. That is really a lot of pressure to place on a tiny idea. Following your dream or passion comes with the promise that you will love what you do. But what if your passion just doesn't pay the bills? And what happens when you follow your dream, but it doesn't deliver on the promise? Hey, Mom. So, welcome to Life Unboxed podcast, where we talk about all things momtrepreneur, from raising your kids to running a business, and the most important, keeping your sanity. I am Jodie, the mom, a successful virtual assistant and homeschool mom of 6. Yes, that's 6 kids for almost 10 years. So, my goal with doing this podcast and doing the YouTube and doing the blog is to give you as much help as possible so you can confidently start a business and homeschool your kids. So along those lines, I have also created the Mom Boss 2.0 workbook, and you can download that from lifeunboxed.blog, and there's also a link in the description below. So if you're a rebel mom, if you want to join the tribe of rebel moms and break all the rules, then you definitely want to grab the Mom Boss 2.0 workbook. And remember, you can support the show with coffee. Visit Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Life Unboxed blog, and buy this mom some coffee because that's what I live on. All right, so let's get into this week's topic. Let's talk about the hope of following your dream. It seems like everywhere we turn, we hear, just follow your dream. And like that in that voice too. This is the answer to every problem, missed opportunity, or heartbreak. It is the magic pill that will just make everything better. Our entire society has put a lot of expectation and hope into this tiny word, dreams. Really, we put a lot of pressure on these 5 joined letters, and I don't think they deserve all that pressure, guys. So who knew that these simple letters can make or break the rest of your life? All right, not really, but that is the weight this idea is given. If we can just make enough money, find the perfect job, or have so many social media followers, then you will have achieved your dreams and followed your passion. Doing this will unlock the secret to a happy and fulfilled life. Right? Okay, so now let's jump into the expectation of following your dream. So I was recently listening to an audiobook, and one chapter was dedicated to just the idea of following your dream. Or as the author phrased it, do what makes your heart sing. And I always cringe when I hear this advice because it is a lie. So there, I said it. And I know this is not going to be the most popular thing to say, but I am really tired of trying to fit into someone else's expectation of how to work in school. If we need to measure everything by what we are passionate about, then it is going to be a constantly moving target. I mean, seriously, it can change from day to day. And we've all heard, just do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. So this is one of those little gems that make me cringe as well. And it sounds nice, but it's just not true. All right. It's not true. Work is part of our lives, and it is okay to be satisfied with your job and not passionate about it. All right. I'm going to say that one more time. It is okay to be satisfied with your job and not passionate about it. So in 2023, I came across this poll, and it's about 2023. 65% of people said they were satisfied with their jobs, and 20% are passionate about it. And I'll leave the link below so you can look at it if you want to look further into that. I read this statistic and it gives me hope. Because the loudest voices we hear are the ones shouting that you need to be passionate about what you do. So we assume we are the only ones who aren't burning with a deep sense of passion to do spreadsheets or to send invoices or, all that fun stuff. So clearly, the vast majority of people aren't passionate about their jobs. They just aren't screaming it from the TED Talk stage. And I think that's the problem, because passion sells and job satisfaction does not. And so the loudest voices we hear are those who are saying passion is everything. All right, so let's talk about the problem with following your dream. You cannot base your entire life on following your dream. So go on a journey with me. We are hopping through a time portal to first grade. Remember that paragraph you wrote? It started with, "When I grow up, I want to be." What did you write? Now fast forward to 8th grade. You still have the same essay, but it's a little more serious now. What did you write? Let's move to 11th grade, when you need to pick a major or something you will do after high school. You're supposed to plan your entire life as a teenager when your brain is not even fully formed and you don't even know what's out there. But hey, we're doing it. All right, so you're in 11th grade and you're picking a major. Okay, what did you write down then, or what did you pick? Now, let's move to the present. Are you doing any of these things that you dreamed of now? I'm guessing that you aren't. I think it's very rare to find someone who actually is. And if you are, hey, rock it. Keep going. And if you are, did these dreams meet your expectation? So the problem with following your dream or passion is passion changes. You don't know what you don't know. And usually a dream or passion starts with an idea that sounds really good, but you actually don't know how much what the price of that passion is. And life changes, and you change, and so do your dreams. They don't stay the first grade version of themselves. Number 2, dreams need to be informed. Most of our dreams or passion are totally uninformed. This is probably the biggest problem with this whole idea. We have an idea, it sounds really good, but we have no idea what it actually requires. Then, when you start down the path of following your dream, you realize you hate it because it's totally uninformed. Number 3, we limit our lives. But that can't be true, right? Dreams are supposed to expand our horizons, not limit our lives. But again, I'm going to say it again. You don't know what you don't know. Dreams are only as big as your imagination. And your imagination is more limited than you realize. So we limit our dreams to only what we know in the moment. Okay, so then what's the alternative? I've just totally crushed all these TED Talk speeches. So now let's talk about the alternative, which is living your best unimagined life. So, I want to be a lawyer. My self-assured 14-year-old self responded to my uncle's question. I was 14 and we were gathered around the Thanksgiving table. And these are the schools I want to go to. So I named the direct rival to his alma mater, which of course sparked a family rivalry. All good-natured, of course. He then summoned his powers of persuasion and tried to talk me into considering his school. So at the very wise age of 14, I had it all figured out. I knew what I wanted to do. I had the roadmap to following my dreams all laid out, and I would not be persuaded otherwise. So in my vast world experience at age 14, I knew what I was going to do. And this is how we are supposed to chase our dreams. Pick a school, pick a career, and live happily ever after, right? What if what we had decided to do when we were 14 wasn't actually what we wanted to do? So here's what happened next. We moved. And no, it was not a simple move down the street. That would be easy. We packed up everything and moved to Alaska. And like they say, it's not the end of the world, but you can sure see it from here. So if my life were a shoebox, then it was just dumped upside down. All of my well thought and organized plans were scattered. So the conclusion of that little story is I'm not a lawyer, but you already knew that part. I didn't attend any of those schools I mentioned, and I have no regrets. I don't pine for a job that I thought I wanted at 14. I am living the best unimagined life that I could never think up. My 14-year-old self could have never imagined or even thought out the life I'm living now. Let's not limit our lives to only what our imaginations can come up with. There is so much more than we can think or imagine. You don't have to fit into someone else's idea of how you should work in school, or even your own idea of how you should do this. So mom, take the pressure off yourself. You don't have to fit into someone else's idea of how to work, school, or what your dreams should be. Live your best unimagined life exactly where you are. I am so glad you joined me today. If you want to help spread the word, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember to check out the Life Unboxed store, and it has some great merch there. And you can support the show with coffee, and that's ko-fi.com/Life Unboxed blog. For more great momtrepreneur content, follow Life Unboxed on social media, check out lifeunboxed.blog, and be sure to share the podcast and video with your friends. And I will see you in the next show.